What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, it's your homie Futuristic Mike, and I'm back with another Walking Dead video if you're new. Make sure y'all leave your theories, comments, everything down below in the comment section. If you're a fan of The Walking Dead, if you love The Walking Dead, hit the like on this video. If you're new to my channel and this is the first time you're finding me, subscribe, turn on those post notifications so you can always see when I'm dropping some content so you never miss any Walking Dead news. Now, this is going to be my review on The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 13, titled What We Become. Before I get into it though, I just want to take the time out real quick to let you guys know what Michonne meant to me. Michonne was an amazing character. I really loved her character all throughout the journey of The Walking Dead. She first came on in Season 3. She actually came on at the end of Season 2, but that actually wasn't Danai Gurira. That was a different actress. That was just a stand-in actress because they didn't know who would be playing Michonne at the time. But I've loved her ever since Season 3 when she came on the show. There was a lot of character development when it came to her character. I mean, her character grew so much. And I mean so much. And I enjoyed her character through every season of this show. Michonne's always been one of my favorite characters. Obviously, Rick is my all-time favorite character, but Michonne is definitely one of my favorite characters. And watching this episode was really hard because this was a goodbye to Michonne. This was her farewell episode. And it was really hard because we're not going to see her on the future of the show anymore. We're not going to see her on AMC's The Walking Dead at all no more. Of course, we're going to see her in the movies, probably the Rick movies, but those are going to be made by Universal. So it's not like we're ever going to see Michonne on AMC ever again because this is it. This was her final episode of The Walking Dead, like, as far as episodes go. I mean, they could change their mind in the future, maybe bring her back like season 12 or 13. Whenever the show ends, they could bring her back towards the end of the show. You know what I mean? Like, the movies could come out, and then whatever happens in the movies, they're gonna, like, show on the show in, like, the last season, the events after the movie. They could do stuff like that. I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see. But before I get into the episode, if you guys enjoy discussions like this, please be sure to give the video a like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you can never miss any other uploads. Also, this video does contain major spoilers, so if you guys haven't seen the episode yet, go back and watch it and then come to this video. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, I just want to say, first things first, I knew Virgil could not be trusted. I just knew he couldn't be trusted from the very first time I saw him. I don't know, there was just something about him. He's talking about how he has all these weapons of mass destruction on his island, and he'll lead Michonne to the island to get him. And I just thought that was very suspicious. And then he kind of talked her into doing it. And then she wanted to go on the journey to see what he had, to see what he was talking about. So she gets to the island and there's no weapons at all. There's nothing around. And he completely lied. The reason why he wanted her to come to the island was to pretty much handle his family, to take care of his family, because his family died a while ago, and they're walkers. They're inside of like a abandoned building, and they're just walkers, and he's scared to do it himself. So he wanted Michonne to come all the way out to the island to kill his family as walkers, because he was too scared to do it his damn self. You know what? This really pissed me off because he had her come all the way out there. You know what I mean? That was probably a long journey. That was probably a long trip. And he had her come all the way out there just to do that. And he lied. I already knew he couldn't be trusted. He completely lied to her face. And she was pissed. Now, of course, being the good person that Michonne is, she goes ahead and she does it. She kills his family for him. Michonne is a good person, you know. She kills people when she has to, but she's also a good person. She does a lot of good stuff for a lot of people. Oh, I also forgot to mention, at the beginning of this episode, it showed like an alternate reality or something, and it showed your girl Andrea. And, you know, I really love Andrea. I love Laurie Holden. I loved her character in season 3. I was upset when she got killed off, but it was nice seeing her back in this episode, especially because we're all the way in season 10 now, and it was nice seeing her. Since we last seen her in season 3, 7 seasons later, and we got to see Andrea again. So that was really nice. I really enjoyed that part of the episode. Now, in this alternate world, we saw that Michonne saw that Andrea was getting attacked by walkers, and Michonne was thinking about it. She was thinking about saving her, and then she was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to do this. And she walked away, and you could hear Andrea getting ate up by walkers. And this was pretty much a what if scenario. Like, what if she did not save her? Then what would have happened? And this all leads up to when Virgil drugs Michonne. He locks her in a room, like in a cell, and he gives her some gypsum tea. And she starts seeing all types of stuff, you know. She starts hallucinating and seeing all types of stuff, alternate realities. And it actually shows her go on a different path because she didn't help Andrea when Andrea needed help. She pretty much went on a different path and she didn't meet Rick. She ended up meeting Negan instead. So it ended up showing her on Negan's side because she joins the Saviors. And at first he tries to attack Negan, and Negan's like, he blocks it or whatever. And he's like, you know what? You got some major cojones on you. And you know what? I would like a soldier like you on my team. So she joins him. It even re-shows the part where Negan made his introduction and he started bashing Glenn and Abraham's head in. And instead, he's like, I was going to do this myself, but I'll let my right-hand gal do this. And Michonne comes out. And, you know, Michonne's getting ready to bash somebody's head in and make a point. I thought this part was really cool. I like the fact that they were playing with these what-if scenarios. And this scene was really cool. I just didn't like the shot where Michonne was facing right in front of Rick. I mean, it was a cool shot and everything, but to me it looked a little bit off. And The Walking Dead's got a lot of shit before for their CGI, as far as like season 7, the deer and stuff. You know, people said it looked fake. And I think they did a pretty good job with the CGI and the animation in this episode and everything. But this one shot right here, to me, it looked a little bit off. Like you could really tell it could have been done a little bit better. But I do think whoever worked the green screen in this episode deserves a raise. They did a really good job, man. Everything looked real and it looked legit, and I really enjoyed it. It was a fun time to be had watching this episode. One more scene that it shows in this alternate reality is it shows Michonne running away, and it shows Daryl shoot her with a crossbow. And Daryl kills her. Actually, technically, Rick kills her because Daryl just shot her with the bow or whatever, and she's on the ground. She's suffering, she's dying or whatever. And then Rick comes over, and he stands over her with a gun, and then you see Rick shoot her. It doesn't show him actually shoot her, but the gun goes off, and technically, Rick is the one that kills her. And it's just crazy because it's showing these what ifs, and it's just actually really crazy that the little decisions that you make, like if you don't make a decision at a certain time, at one split second, that it could change an entire path in your life. That's crazy that it was showing this, because it all started with Andrea. And if she wouldn't have saved Andrea, who knows if she would have went to the prison, if she would have met them at the prison, who knows if she would have met them at all in the future. And it's just crazy, man. She could have been on the wrong side. She could have been on Negan's side, because as we could see in season 8, episode 2, I think it was, Rick runs into Morales from season 1. He knew him in Atlanta, and Morales was always a good dude. You know what I mean? He was on Rick's team, and he was a good guy, at least from what I seen in season 1. And he made his decisions on his journey, which led him ultimately to meeting the Saviors. And if he would have made a couple of different decisions, maybe he would have met Rick again in the future. But instead, he ended up working for the wrong team because the Saviors ended up losing at the end of the day. I understand at the end of the day, it's all about survival. Like, the Saviors got a story of their own. They're doing what they're doing for a reason, because they have to. They're trying to survive, and that's just their code. That's their way of life. I feel like if the story was told in the Savior's perspective and in Negan's perspective, then we would see Negan a lot differently. The only reason why we hate Negan so much is because he just came in and bashed the hell out of Glenn and Abraham's head. But Negan has a reason for everything he does, to be honest. If you guys want me to be honest, he has a reason for everything he does. He has a past too, and he's been through a lot of shit. So that's just his way of doing things. No, I don't agree with everything he does. I definitely do not agree with every single thing he does. You know what I mean? I don't know if he can be redeemed at this point. Some people said he can after he killed Alpha, and some people said he can't. To some people, Negan can never be redeemed. But we're going to talk about that in another video. That's a topic for another day. But yeah, pretty much Michonne was just seeing all these alternate realities and all this stuff that could have happened if she didn't make the decisions that she did. Michonne ends up getting out of the cell, and she lets the people out that were in the cell next to her, because Virgil had some other people in a cell too. So she lets them out, and then Virgil chases after her for a minute, and then that was that. And then Virgil and Michonne start talking again. They're not on good terms out of nowhere, but they come to an understanding and a reasoning, and Virgil says she can get her stuff and leave. So she ends up trying to go get her stuff in a room, and she finds Rick's old boots. She finds his boots, some of his belongings, and, Michonne freaks out. She goes over to Virgil, grabs him up, and she starts freaking out like, where did you get these? He says that they washed up on shore or whatever, and she is freaking the hell out. She thought Rick was dead all this time, and she finds a little clue that he might be alive, so she's gonna do everything she can to get to the bottom of this. So then Virgil takes her to like a boat, and she's on the boat and she's looking around, and she finds an old phone. I think it's like an iPhone or something. And it obviously was Rick's, so he was on that boat at one point in time, and it's a little picture, a little drawing of Michonne and Judith on there, and it says Rick at the top of the phone. So Rick must have drew that into the phone. And Michonne starts freaking the hell out. And this time she's freaking out way more than she was last time when she found the boots. She's freaking the hell out. She's saying to Virgil, where in the hell did you get this? And where'd you get the boots? And when was he here? And all this. She had all these questions like, where is Rick? When was he here? She's freaking out because Rick was a major part of her life. At first, they were just associates, and then they ended up becoming friends, and then Rick became the love of Michonne's life. She stumbled upon this stuff on accident, but everything happens for a reason, so it's actually a good thing that Virgil led her to this island, because if he didn't, then she wouldn't have never found Rick's stuff. So he might have lied to her, but that's God telling her that was for a reason, that Virgil did that for a reason, and now she can possibly go and find the love of her life. Virgil said that he doesn't know anything, and he doesn't know how that got there, and he's never seen that phone a day in his life. Michonne ends up calling Judith on the walkie-talkie, and they end up talking for a minute. And this was very emotional, because this is when Michonne told Judith that the brave man, aka Rick, might be alive. She said that she found some of his stuff, his boots, and that he really might be alive. And we also seen RJ come to the walkie-talkie and talk to Michonne for a minute, and that was really cute. He grew up a lot since we first seen him. Now Judith is telling Michonne that she needs to go. And Michonne is saying no, she can't leave right now because she doesn't want to leave Judith and RJ, and there's a threat back at home. And then Judith tells her that no, there's not, because Alpha's been taken care of. So that was a huge relief hearing that. Michonne was relieved that Alpha was dead. And then Judith pretty much tells her to go no matter what, to bring him home and to go and find Rick, to go and find the brave man. She wants to see her dad. She wants her dad back. So Michonne said that's what she's going to do. And, at least Michonne called and talked to Judith and RJ on the walkie-talkie. I thought at first she was going to go back and see them in person, but that wouldn't make sense realistically. It just wouldn't make sense because you can't have a whole episode with her exploring this island and then going back and saying bye to them all the way back in Alexandria and then going back to the island and leaving again. That wouldn't make sense. That would feel a little bit too rushed. So I'm happy they did it this way on the walkie-talkie because it works like that. So personally, I think this was a really good way to wrap up Michonne's story. I really enjoyed it. And then at the end of this episode, we seen she saved a group of people, like 2 people, and then she came across like this group. It showed like a faraway shot of this group, and I'm not sure what this group is or who they are, but it either looked like a herd of zombies or a herd of people. It looked like a lot of people. So we're going to be finding out what that's all about in the movies, hopefully. If Michonne is in the first movie, I'm not sure if she will be in the first one, but she'll definitely probably be in the second one. The first one will probably be focused on Rick, like where Rick went after Jadis rescued him and went in the helicopter. We're going to see his journey in the last 6 years, and I really can't wait for that movie. I can't wait to see this journey of Rick's. But personally, I really think this was a good way for Michonne to go out. Like I said, she's been one of my favorite characters since season 3. I really enjoyed this episode, and her story was by far one of my favorites. Her character development was so intense, and I really enjoyed every moment of her on screen. I look forward to seeing her in the future in the movies, and, I wish this wasn't her last episode. I wish she was going to be on The Walking Dead in the future, but she had a good run, and I'm happy the way they made her go out. I'm just happy they didn't kill her. I'm happy they left it open so that her character can come back in the future, so I'm really excited about that. I'll be continuing to bring you guys more Walking Dead content in the future. If you guys want to donate to the channel to help support the channel, I got links in the description to do so. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and smash the notification bell so you can never miss a video. I'm going to get out of here, y'all. It's your boy Futuristic Mike, and I'll talk to you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.